let's do it. We have a very, very special guest today, and we're going to add them in just a second. So we have been so fortunate. We follow recruiting. We love to see the future of Texas, and we get to bring on the 2025 Texas commit. And I'll introduce you, national top 10 running back, top 200 player, junior year, just won a state championship with Calvary Baptist. Welcome, James Simon and mom Cecilia. Thank you for joining us.
Thank y'all for having us.
Thank you so much. Welcome. We have so much to talk about. So we will get into it. So tell us, are you in Shreveport today?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. So tell us, we have Cecilia. Can we call you Cecilia? Miss Simon, what do you prefer?
You can call me Cecilia.
Okay, thank you. All right, so we'll talk about it. So you're a football family, right? Your father played football. You have an older son who's your older brother who is going to Louisiana Tech. Tell us, what's it like to be we'll just dive in, football family in Shreveport, Louisiana.
Yeah.
Country.
Yeah, so Shreveport is home. Louisiana is home. And so my husband's coached D1 for the last 10 years, and we are a coaching family. And so we've moved around a lot, and we got the opportunity to come back in 2021 when he got a job as the offensive coordinator, and we have enjoyed every minute of it. I have a twin sister, and so I love being around her, my nieces and nephews, the boys. This is their first time being able to be around family and actually grow up with family, and so it was just the perfect timing. They started high school together when we moved back to Louisiana. And so being a football family, everything's about football, right? Everything we do is about football. And so it's just been amazing to be able to invite and allow family to be a part of their football journey.
That's exciting. All right. So James, you're with Calvary Baptist. You guys just won a state championship. That's congratulations. Tell us what it's like with your team, like what it takes to get to a championship. Because we know, like Coach Sarkisian talks about recruiting players that know how to win and know how to win championships. Tell us about your team and what goes into winning a state championship.
Definitely it takes chemistry first off, but hard work as well. Going into the year, like spring and summer training, we all kind of came together because we were all close off the field. So it definitely helped us build chemistry, and we kind of knew that we had a chance to go to state. The year before we lost in the semis, but we knew that everybody's coming back. Everybody has that mindset. No one wants to feel the loss they felt again. So we definitely had some talks off the field, and we knew that we were gonna have to put in hard work. And thanks to the trainers and everybody throughout the summer that put us to hard work. We got to work, and we knew that we had a strong chance to make it again.
Well, congratulations. What are you doing personally this off season to get ready for that team goal?
For me, I've just been working on definitely my speed and just definitely getting a lot of speed training, as well as working out on my own time. Going to the gym across about a couple blocks down, just doing off-season work and just stuff outside of Calvary work, just to be able to prepare myself to carry a bigger load that I'll have on my back this year.
All right. What other teammates should we be looking for? Should we be on the watch for big names in your school that you want to shout out?
Definitely. I mean, there's so much. Offensively, let's start with offense. Let's go Colby Thomas, Evan Wardell, Julius Moss, Devin Harper.
You're gonna get in trouble for not saying somebody, aren't you?
They know you're on the spot. I just want to shout out some of your guys that need some love too.
Yeah, a bunch. There's Caleb Tucker as well.
Y'all gonna get him in trouble.
No, okay. Everybody, the whole team. We know everybody.
Everybody is. Yeah, Braylon Huglon on the defense. There's so much. There's Dalen William. There's Luke Miller, Cole Miller, Titus Stringer, Zay Baker. Ethan Sands.
I mean, no, listen, it's a team of champions.
Yeah, that's great.
You don't win a championship without having everybody clicking, at every position and working together as a team. So yeah, that's amazing. So, so your family's role with coaching and development, again, you guys are a football family, which is absolutely incredible. Do you think that played a part into where you are now and the player that you've become? And can you talk about that a little bit?
Definitely it has. Since a kid, I've definitely just heard stuff about my dad, knowing that he played the same position as me on all levels. He played in high school. He played college ball and in NFL. He just did it all, and he did it at all types of positions. My position mainly was what he played in the NFL. And so I looked up to that, and I definitely just tried to copy his style. Definitely ask him stuff, talk to him about stuff. He would tell me funny stories. And so just the older I got, the more and more he allowed me to start lifting and training, and he was just helping me through that. So for the longest, it's been just him working with me. And then obviously the family support, since they know the journey, they know the goal, they know how it goes. So they've been supporting me the whole entire way. And so it's just been a team effort, really.
That's incredible. And yeah, what an amazing resource to have right there 24/7. Any questions you have, and to be able to model your style after, I think that's quite the compliment, and also really impressive. And it shows all the work that you've put in to be at the level that you're at now and to be in the position you're in now. So congratulations to the whole family again for all that effort. We know that's not easy.
Yeah, we saw some great videos of you like in the front yard with chairs and running and doing drills, and your dad working, and wow, that works probably nonstop, right? So what about your coaches at Cavalry? Talk about, what the staff and your development there, and also maybe some teachers or mentors in the school that are helping you get prepared for college the next level.
Definitely a lot of the credit goes to Coach Ewan, my head coach. He's definitely just prepared me to get to where I'm at. And definitely like off the field, just personality, humbleness, just all types of just mentorship he can give me, he gives me. And he kind of has been in the game for so long. He coached Dak Prescott when Dak Prescott was becoming the guy he was. So he's seen it before, and he knew how to help me reach the goal I wanted. And definitely the rest of the staff, they supported me the whole entire journey. They wanted me to be patient because I didn't play much freshman year. Ended up getting injured freshman year, missing it. But they were all, they never doubted me. They knew sophomore year I'd come back and be able to be a big role in the offense. So they all definitely supported me. And in the school, I definitely would say Coach McDowell, that guy is always around. He's a great energy to be around. Coach Hester is an amazing person, as well as a huge Texas fan. He's my history teacher, and he loves Texas.
Nudged a little bit in that direction, yeah.
A lot. So he was, matter of fact, he was like one of the first people to ever mention Texas to me. Once I started kind of getting some buzz from a lot of teams and schools, and obviously people knew about it. He always said, "Hey man, no matter what you got, it's hook him." He would always, just walk past me, just give me that.
Listen,
give me that. So
yeah, that's a great thing about that hook 'em horns hands.
Anywhere in the
anywhere.
world, anywhere in the world, somebody they see you we're in Texas, something they give you a look. Yeah, that's you mentioned like you had an injury early, but then your sophomore year you got over 1,000 yards. Junior year, over 1,600 yards, 21 touchdowns, averaged over 8 yards a carry. Like those numbers are impressive. You could contribute to the team, especially for a team that with a passer with over 4,000 yards, you still find a way to get the ball and contribute. That's amazing. We saw your commitment video. You were in Nashville, one of my favorite cities. You were in Nashville at the Big W Hotel. Mom, tell us about that day. Cecilia, about the environment, the media, the beautiful downtown view. Tell us about the commitment and what went into that announcement.
Yeah. So for me, it was a full circle moment because his dad played with the Tennessee Titans.
My favorite team.
His rookie year. And so for me, I thought, wow, what better place to be in for my son to make an announcement than the place where his dad began his NFL career. And so the people on 3 Elite were just so welcoming and humble. And we had been preparing and planning for about a month prior to the date. And so we had how we were going to do it. And then they called us and asked us to consider them. And I was a little bit apprehensive, to be honest. But I think it turned out the way it was supposed to. And when my husband and I asked James, well, what do you want to do? He was like, oh, I get to be around all those guys. Yeah, let's go. And so we went, and it was pretty surreal. Probably every day since May 29th, I thought about it. And, you know, really just glad, honestly, that it was over, but grateful that he had the opportunity to be able to do it on that platform and be the first one to do it on that platform.
Right, the first one to go live with that group. Was it on three?
On
You
Three
did it
Elite,
with on
right.
three. It was really well done. Right.
It was.
Yeah. So yeah, absolutely incredible moment. So can y'all tell us a little bit about, of course, you had a lot of schools looking at you, a lot of schools coming after you, your big announcement, you know, going to Texas. What was the whole recruiting process like? Was there anything that stuck out in your mind as, oh man, this was different or crazy or, you know, fun or less fun? Tell us a little bit about that process.
Definitely it was a roller coaster of a process for sure. You hear a bunch of stories about it, knowing people that's been through it. But my personal experience, it was a roller coaster. It was just started off slow. Obviously, like it kind of my dad, like I said, I had my dad the whole way, and he kind of knew how it goes. He kind of told me like once I get a few schools or the small schools and then one big school hits, a bunch are just going to jump on the boat, and it's not going to be hard to end up shooting the 20, 30 offers in about 2 weeks, which that's kind of how it went. And once I got about 25 or more offers, and then the period hit when the coaches could text you, it was that's
At midnight.
Your phone just smoking as you're going through, right?
right. And it would just be a roller coaster, and it'd be a bunch of coaches every day to talk to, call, and it was just something hard to keep up with because it was also during the school year and football season, just all types of stuff going on, as well as having to keep up with that. But the longer and longer it went, I made sure, you know, just to make it less stressful for myself, still be able to enjoy my personal life. And so that's definitely the motto I kept, and it definitely worked out for me. It didn't get too stressful at times. And definitely we led into the spring, and we kind of had it set what teams we were focusing on. So there was definitely not much stress at all besides the teams I was talking to, which was perfectly fine. And it was definitely an exciting journey, doing all the schools and checking out a bunch of places, like the facilities, everything. It was something different. Like it was new tech. It was all type of stuff that you think wouldn't come out for another 5 years, but I mean they have it. You're shocked to see especially how it works, and yeah, it's crazy this type of stuff that they have and they're capable of producing for sure.
Was there one thing that stuck out to you throughout all of your recruiting that you're like, oh dang, that's really cool? Like, is there one specific thing?
I mean, there was so much. I would probably have to say when I went to Texas, the first they showed us the new like operations building and what they're gonna be building, and it was crazy huge. And also, what stuck out when I went there, when I first realized that like in the stadium, like it's kind of the tunnels shaped in a Longhorn. I did not know that at all until I went there. So that was
Isn't it cool?
We're a little obsessed with the logo here at
And
Texas.
it would have, I don't know if you've been able to come to a night game yet, if you'll get to do that this season, but it lights up. It's crazy. It's wild. It's pretty cool. So you mentioned you got down to your, top schools on your table for your announcement. You had Alabama, Notre Dame, A&M, LSU, Texas, all massive programs with huge football histories. Tell me, what about Texas stood out? What were you looking for in your university football program, and what really set Texas apart as home? We heard that you left the spring game like, yeah, this is it. Tell us about that.
Definitely just my thought going through the whole thing was what schools are going to give me the feeling, the home feeling, the feeling of I would be happy to be here. I'd be excited to play for this school and this program. And I got that feeling a little bit, I think, the first time I ever went to Texas, which was something that I had to keep in the back pocket because it was very early. And it was only 2 schools that really gave me that feeling. And for Texas to be a school like that, I was like, okay, I definitely had to keep them in my head. And I went back out there in the spring, and it was just the same feeling, and I definitely knew it was a place to be. But what made them the place to be was definitely just the love that they shared. It was real. It wasn't, because everybody kind of has told you and told me throughout the process, coaches will say things just because they want you to be there. Coaches will do things because they want you to be there. But that staff showed why they want me to be there, not just did things that I liked. Like it wasn't fancy and wine and dine like all the time. They really didn't do that. It was just conversations that I loved the most. It was talks. It was things that really wasn't even about football.
Right.
Just a friendship, really. And they're really down to earth people, especially Coach Sark. You know, he's the head coach. All head coaches are really busy, I would assume so. But for,
that's a fair statement. Yeah.
For him to answer my texts every single time I text and answer my calls, or even call me back if he doesn't pick it up, I mean, that proves that I'm on his mind. I'm not somebody that he has a schedule something for. It's whenever he feels like he's just whatever. He's always open to talk for me. And,
that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's great to hear. Yeah. And Cecilia, you definitely had a reaction when you talked about when James talked about the family feeling and some of the things. Was there anything that stood out to you specifically, reaching out to the family that Texas did well, or that you went, hey, this might be a good fit?
Yeah. When James went the first time, I didn't go. But because my husband was a D1 coach and still coaches and trains, we walked out the process. And so now I've been a coach's wife and I'm on the other side and I'm like, okay, I know how this works. I know what all the things, it's spinning. And I don't know if they can hear me. Okay. Okay. I said, I know they're going to tell you all the things. I know they're going to bring out all of the fine dining food, whatever. I've been there, done that. But like James said, Coach Sark was just real. Like you can tell as a person, not a coach, but as a person, he's just genuine. And then his wife comes out of his office and I'm like, I'm like, let's chat it up. And we did for like a long time. To the point where okay, Mom, let's go. Like, this is not your recruiting journey. We talked for a long time, like we have been friends forever. And then we get with Brandon Harris, and he's just like, hey, I don't know what you're waiting on. Everything you said you wanted, we got. Like, I don't know what the decision is about, And so we knew that this was it. And Coach Sark puts this amazing video together, and he's comparing James to another running back. And so we see this running back do a clip, and then James, he'll put
that was Coach Choice.
Coach Choice. What did I say?
Sark.
Oh, Coach Choice. I'm sorry. So we get in his room, and he's cut up these clips, and he's doing he's putting together a comparison of who James could be Jonathan Brooks. And so, oh my gosh, that took time. We hadn't seen that before. We've been everywhere. We haven't seen that one before. And so it was just little bitty things, the little details, the small things, not the big stuff. Everybody thinks you're ready. You want the big stuff. And after a while, that stuff gets old. And so it's just the little bitty things that impressed us the most.
That's awesome. Yeah. So you mentioned Coach Choice. Was he very impactful? I mean, was he kind of the deal breaker, tip in the scales with his resume of developing running backs and, of course, the recent NFL draft picks? Did that factor into it? Did the personal relationship with Coach Choice factor into it, or was it more overall?
I think 100% it did. Just because of it's one, to be a good person, have a great personality, which he has definitely a unique one in all good ways possible.
He's a hoot.
Person to be around and like a friend in my classroom for sure. But what comes with that on top of it is that he's an amazing coach as well. Like you said, the draft, I mean, everything proved it before, and I've seen it, but now that the draft kind of showed what he's capable of and what he's producing, which he definitely could do it again this coming year, it just shows how much of a good coach he is. And so when he's a great coach and a great human being, why would you not want to go play for someone like that?
Right. And we said, he has the history of developing two running backs in, two running backs to the NFL, two running backs in, two running backs. And we know you in your class, you're coming in with Ricky Stewart, kind of a thunder and lightning. It's going to be so much fun. Cecilia, while we have you, let's ask you, I saw your resume, impressive education. Tell us about the role of your education and the role it plays in choosing Texas, because it's not only historical football program, but the academics we brag about the academics. We're proud of the school, right? So tell us about your education, and you're pursuing a doctorate degree. Tell me about that. Let's talk about it, and then how that contributed to choosing Texas, what factor that played.
Yeah, so I have 3 degrees, one in business, one in counseling, and the other in ministry. And I am currently pursuing a doctoral degree in student affairs and personnel. And so, yeah, as you can see, I am a lifelong learner. I love education. I love writing. I'm currently a high school counselor. And so, he had an opportunity to go to an Ivy League, and we won't name the school, but Texas is a public Ivy League. I mean, they're number 9 best public school in Texas, in the country.
In the nation, yeah.
And so, they have a diverse student population, number 32 out of 439 nationally, and very huge research university, elite teaching university. And so I'm like, yeah, why not? And I could drive 5 hours to go see him if I need to, and so I try not to push my education on my boys because, they're going to have to walk out their own journey, and they can either like it or love it. But I do believe I practice what I preach, and they see it. Me writing the papers and getting off work and logging in the computer and starting the second half of my day. And they have done well in school because of it, I believe. And so I believe that James will get to Texas and do very well. And I will be in his ear about his academics, probably just as much as I will be about that football. And he already knows.
It's important. It's important. That's one of the things that I think a lot of our athletes are very proud of, is that Texas has the tradition of the T ring. When you graduate and you get your degree, you also get the T ring. So I think that hardware is something that makes me proud as a Longhorn, to see athletes be so proud to get and to really show that off. So, all right, James, we're gonna root for you to get that T ring and be rocking it and showing it off for everybody for sure.
Do you know, James, what you want to study when you get here, or that's way down the road?
I want to be able to major in something marketing, just anything in the marketing landscape, and then possibly minor in a business. Anything in business.
Lots of opportunity.
Texas is a great school for that. That's for sure. I have my degree in advertising. So,
and I just defended my dissertation this week. So
Congratulations. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, we were celebrating earlier.
Yeah. Next on her name, Dr. Rocky.
I'm now Dr. Rocky, and soon you will be Dr. Cecilia.
That's amazing. God.
Yes. Do you know your dissertation topic yet?
I don't, not yet. Considering a lot of things, I went from mental health to, something in student affairs, but I'm trying to work those two together. I am super passionate about counseling, which is, entity of student affairs. So
and you're K through 12?
I am. Well, I'm ninth. Well, I'm certified K through 12, but I'm 9th through 12th.
You take them on when they got attitudes.
Thank you for the work you do. I have one 9 through 12 in my house, and oh my goodness.
Yeah, it has been great though. Like, I started high school counseling when they started high school. And so it just helped me kind of understand what they were going through and what kids were, what pressures they had. And so we walked out their high school years together with me doing high school counseling. So
that's amazing. And what a help too. I mean, that's something that Coach Sarkeesian has talked quite a bit about, is the mental well-being and mental health of student athletes, and just the different pressures that athletes across all boards are under right now with social media. And it's just a different time, different era. So I love that you have that focus, and that plays just as important role. The mental health goes right along with physical health and physical strength. So
it was one of my questions. Every time I went to school, it was like, how are you guys supporting mental health and the athletes, and what are we doing, and what is the system, and what what's the protocol? All the things I need to know.
That's phenomenal.
All right, so let's look ahead to joining the Texas program soon. You have your senior year. That's exciting. Best of luck for a strong senior season. But let's talk about Coach Sark's offense. You've got to watch his games. What excites you about playing in that offense?
I got very excited while watching it at the spring game.
Yes.
Just because I've always talked to him about how he used the running backs. I know that he has a great history when it comes to just how explosive his offense is. He's been in great programs in the past, but what he's done at Texas is something I really love, because the way he uses the running backs. If he can tell that you're good at any position, like if he could put you at receiver in the slot or outside or put you on a jet sweep. If anything, he can use you however he wanted to, and he can really get you the ball and all the best opportunities you can get it at. And so seeing, I think it was Blue catch a corner route, or he caught some route at the backfield and scored.
Right over the middle.
Yeah, right up the middle. Then they ran the ball and scored it. It was just stuff that I love to do and I love to see as well that I could be a part of. So.
I mean, it's so prolific. We got our defensive ends in there with T Sweat with his, in the championship game catching a touchdown pass. So
all right. So tell the Texas fans about your style, what you're bringing to the 40 acres, what you're excited about bringing to Texas.
Definitely just something I don't think they've seen before. I think they might have seen it in Bijan, but
Ooh.
I like it.
Yeah, I modeled my game a lot after him. I met him when he was in high school. I lived in Arizona, and so I looked up to him a lot. I talked to him pretty often, so it's definitely a big mentor, definitely a big person I want to be like, and I definitely model my game after him. So definitely just flashy stuff, just anything that you really could think of. I feel like I'll be able to bring it to 40 acres.
All right, you set the bar high yourself right there. If you bring anything close to Bijan, Texas is going to love you forever.
I love it. So we talked a little bit earlier about the Texas traditions with the T-ring. Did UT talk to you about some of the traditions, or is there something that sticks out that like you're super excited to see or participate in on campus?
Honestly, I don't think they spoke to me about any traditions really. I would love to hear about them though, honestly.
Well, listen, I mean, you'll see the eyes of Texas. You'll see.
Yeah. So game day, which is really cool. All the players, they dress up nice. They march out with the band and the Bevo. Like they march out and they make these huge pregame. They make these huge lines of fans and everybody welcomes them. The parents and family and friends. Everybody can come cheer them on into the stadium. They're always dressed really sharp and just the atmosphere of game day. Yeah. The marching band, the Texas fight, one half yells Texas, one half yells fight. And now with the stadium, especially night games, we have drone shows, we have the light shows. It's crazy. It's a massive party, 100,000 people in the stadium, another probably 100,000 around the stadium, just hanging, tailgating. It's an event. Game days are an event.
And one of the things I think you mentioned the tunnel, right? You didn't know it was shaped like the Longhorn. One of the cool things is you guys actually get to run out with Bevo. So our live mascot will be there leading y'all out. The smoke's all going. Bevo runs out and the team's right after him. So it's a pretty cool, I think you're going to really enjoy that experience.
You'll get to see it. Are you coming? You have an official visit. Are you in the 21st group coming to the official visit in June?
I'm coming. Is it the 21st? Yeah, the 21st.
Right. Okay. How did I know that? Everything's out there. All right. Well, so you'll get to, I'm sure they'll tell you all about all the Texas traditions then. But do you have plans to come to home games this fall?
Yes, most definitely. I'm pretty sure the Georgia game is going to be in Austin.
Are you on the list already? That's a big one.
Yeah, definitely. I know my brother will have games as well, but I'm going to try and work around his schedule, and all the home games I can make, I'll definitely come to.
Well, like you mentioned, Shreveport isn't that far. That's pretty quick drive in the grand scheme of things.
Great job, Mom, raising an amazing son. I love all of this. And this is from one of my good friends who is also a doctor. She has her PhD as well. So she's sending some doctor love. Represent ladies. She's amazing.
All right. So we really appreciate y'all's time. We know you've got a very busy schedule, have a lot of places to go. Is there anything else that you wanted to shout out or mention before we let you go and get on with your day?
I think he's pretty excited about the SEC bit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We'll leave on the 23rd. We'll come back on the 30th. Yeah.
That's exciting. So did the SEC play a big role? Texas going to the SEC play a big role in your decision?
I wouldn't say it played a role, but I would definitely say it was a big bonus.
Gotcha.
Because just the talent that there is, the eyes that are on the SEC and Texas in general, how big Texas is. So that's definitely going to be something way better to see while it's in SEC.
I love it. Well, the competition is going to be great. You're going to be showcased at the University of Texas. Really excited to have you as always. And thank you all for joining us. Truly, we appreciate you being here.
We really appreciate it. And we'll get a nice horns up for everybody.
All right. Welcome, y'all.
Hook 'em. Thank you. You guys have a great evening and get back to whatever schoolwork or books.
Get the homework done.
All right. Hook 'em. Thank you. Best of luck.
Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.